Sorry, you see my name?
Yep. Okay, Yusuf. Okay, so here today we're gonna start the third lesson in chapter 18. We're gonna talk about mapping the stars. So after we're really done of lesson 1 and 2, we know the astronomy and how old this science is and how it evolved over time. Then we studied telescopes, the tools which enable science to study space. Now we're gonna pass to the next part, okay, which is mapping stars. Of course, you could observe that stars, they are the most iconic celestial objects, or that the most observable objects in the sky. By your naked eye, you could observe stars, okay, rather than any other objects. And you could find that there are many stars, okay, that you could observe with your naked eye. So however, if you look through a telescope, you are gonna find many or billions of the stars in the sky. So once scientists observe these, they try to somehow mapping or locate these stars, put them in orders or certain arrangement or something like this. That create a new term which is known as constellation. So what is constellations, okay, or what the idea of constellations? To understand this part, I need you to watch the next video, okay? And then you're gonna tell me what is constellation, okay? How constellation could help, okay, people, or why people, okay, even from long time ago, they try to make this constellations. Okay, guys, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes,
So
Mr.
I need
Ahmed.
you to answer, okay? So here, that's what we need to find after the video. We need to answer these two questions, okay? What is a constellation? Oh, okay, we can say what is, okay? These two questions, okay, we need just to answer them, okay, after watching the video. Let's start here. Here, guys. So, like this, anyone can answer the first question. What is constellation? Okay, what is constellation, guys? Who can answer this question? Yes, Laura.
Constellation is a cluster of stars in the sky, and they are grouped together in different patterns, and each star has a name.
Each constellation has an name. Yeah, but
Yes.
so simply
Sorry.
here, constellation, it's a group of stars that are gathered together, okay, or they just connect together in a certain shape or a certain pattern, okay, and it has a name, okay. So, what do you think regarding to what you watched from the video, guys? Okay, what is the importance of these constellations, okay, or what make it okay, or what make people try to make these constellations? Is Adham?
Mr. Again, تاني.
What is the importance of these constellations, okay, according to what you listen to the video, okay, or why do you think people try to find these constellations? What do you think?
Because it helps them find stars easier.
So they help them to find other stars. That's okay. What else? What do you think, guys? What about for normal people on the earth? Okay, once they look at the sky and they try to imagine, they maybe when you are a kid, okay, you start to connect some stars with your eye, okay, and to form a certain shape, okay. So why people usually, okay, in old civilizations, they try to do something like that, okay, and they agreed about these shapes and so on. Is Hanahani?
They made stories with it.
They may so actually they use or they start to create these patterns based on their stories or their beliefs or something like that. Okay, that's good. But what do you think? What the purpose for people? Why this consultation could be helpful? Think back to, okay, old time. Yes, Farah Mahlad.
To help us spot that stars that are not as bright as other stars.
So okay, so what would happen if I put a okay or spot a star? So what the purpose? Why science need to spot star? What do you think? That help them in what people, normal people, okay? Why they need to spot a star? That will be helpful in what purpose? Yes, Uta?
Navigation.
Navigation, simply. Guys, at all time, people they don't have this navigation systems which we have. They don't have GPS or something like that. So if they want just go certain location, like when they are in their boats and they are traveling for long distance, how they could know their direction? Okay, simply, okay, they keep looking for the maps of the star. So they located or they spot certain stars, okay, in certain positions as they agreed or they know their position. So somehow they help to navigate. You get this, guys? So the purpose or the idea of constellation that they help in mapping the sky. We try to put a map for the sky so we it could determine the direction of okay of some people and so on. So you get the idea, guys. Here is it clear?
Yes.
So here constellation, okay, as we said, it's a pattern of stars connected together to make a certain shape or just a certain pattern, and they give a name. Of course, constellation they could change from culture to another based on, as we said, this constellation is just imaginary patterns, okay, and this imaginary patterns they give names based on the culture of each people or each group of people. So for example, here you could find that the old Greek they look at this pattern of stars and they call it the Orion, the great warrior, as you can observe here. Okay, it appears to like a warrior that hold his armor and to carry whatever this stick or that weapon. Okay, the same arrangement of stars in Japanese culture, they saw it as a drum. Okay, so whatever the name of consultation, it differ from one people to another, but in all time they know their constellation and they know their location. But for scientists, okay, they cannot have different name for the same constellation. So over time, scientists start to get the constellations and give them agreed names, which is all known for all scientists all over the world, and that which helps scientists in mapping the stars. So let's here to look at mapping the sky. So once you look at this, okay, you may think, okay, that's a map of states of United States or something like that. Yes, it appears that to be like states, they are stick to each other or have borders that in common with each other. You get this, guys? Look like a real map. Yes, guys, can you hear me?
Yes, Mr. Ahmed.
So here like this, it appeared to be like a real map, okay, in which cities or country or just states they are stick to each other, but actually it's not a map of a country, okay, it's a map of the sky. So here you'll find that constellation is not just like a funny shape or there's a funny pattern, okay, that's for stories on that. For science, it's not like this. For science, constellation is considered to be an area of the sky or a part of the sky that has a borders with another part and so on. So it's helped to mapping, okay, the sky or just to divine the sky into regions, okay, where the different concentrations are located at, which help in navigation and help in locating some objects in the space, okay, easier as you observe it or as you learn it in the video. So, like this, what do you think? This map, okay, could be accepted for all the people all over the world, okay? Or it's maybe that mean anyone at any point on the our planet Earth could see the same arrangement of this constellation, guys?
No.
Of course not, okay, because here that represent the North Pole, okay? So people in the northern hemisphere of the Earth, they could see this arrangement of constellation, but actually people in the southern hemisphere, they will see a different constellation, okay? Or they are gonna see different arrangement of the stars. So that means this map is somehow is not constant, okay? Or there is change in the maps. Why? Actually, because Earth is not fixed. Stars maybe they are fixed in their position or regarding to our Earth, we may see the star in a fixed position, but Actually, as Earth rotates around the sun, that cause an apparent movement of the star. That mean, okay, once we are in the summer, the Earth will be at a certain location from stars, so they appear in a certain position. But as the Earth keep rotating around the sun, of course, it will change its position. For example, in the winter, the Earth will be in the other side of the sun. So in that case, of course, the location of a constellation will not be the same, which means this map must be changed by the different seasons. That means there is a map for summer and a map for winter, map for autumn, and map for spring. Okay, because the different location or the different position of the Earth to the sun make this the position of this constellation is not that constant. Okay, and of course, as we said, also people in northern hemisphere see different stars than the people on southern hemisphere could see. So that means we have also a map for constellations, okay, for the northern hemisphere, and the map of concentration of the southern hemisphere. In old time, people even know that, even in old civilization, that's why they carry a lot of maps when they try to get a long trip across the sea. They first need to determine what season they are in, okay, and what part of the earth they are moving. They are in the northern hemisphere or southern hemisphere, so they pick the suitable, okay, sky map that help them to allocate different stars, so help them to navigate easily and don't lose their way. Is it clear here, guys? Any hard question on that part, guys? Grade 9. Any hard
No,
question?
Mr. Ahmed. No, Mr.
Okay. So, like the scale, we know what is constellation and how constellation help to organize the sky, and we know that because of the seasonal changes, okay, this map is not fixed or is not constant, and it must change, okay, as season change and so on. So then he will ask you if you try before, okay, to find a certain star in the sky, okay, or you try to point a certain star in the sky, telling someone of your friends to see it or something like that. So some because of there are a lot of billions of the stars, okay, in the sky, and there are many stars. So sometimes it's hard to point, okay, or to just to refer to a certain star with your okay naked eye, or just with to point with your finger, okay. So may your friend say, ask which one, this one or this one or this one, and it will be hard to find it. So that would be better if we use a tool or an instrument that's easier to locate the star. Okay, actually, this tool is known as astrolabe. Okay, so the astrolabe, okay, that is a device which this little girl held on. So what the idea of the astrolabe or how to help, okay, to locate the star. So astrolabe actually it help, okay, or to locate a star regarding to an observer. That means regarding to you, okay. But if we need to locate a star regarding to the Earth, we're gonna use another tool called the celestial sphere. We are gonna okay explain it next time. But let's see how the astrolabe work, okay, or how we could help, okay. So simply, if you are the observer and are you locating, okay, for a certain star, okay, so you are gonna hold the astrolabe with your hand and look toward the star that you need to locate, okay. So you're just locate at it, and by focusing the astrolabe, okay, or making the astrolabe, as you can see, in a straight line to the star that you need to locate, okay, that will imaginary create a kind of okay an angle between zenith, okay, and horizon. What are zenith and horizon? Zenith is a just imaginary vertical line that is uh, 90-degree above you directly, okay, to the sky, while horizon, okay, that is the horizontal line or imaginary line that within the surface of the earth, okay. So between them, okay, you're gonna find your star, and this star will create a certain angle, okay, between the two axes, okay. So we call this angle is like altitude. So here again, guys, we find that Venus, okay, the imaginary point in the sky directly above the observer, okay, and it's always 90-degree, okay, above the Earth's surface, while horizon is the line where the sky and the Earth's core meet, okay. That means the connection between the Earth and the sky, and we're gonna find that altitude, that the position of or the angle of that Eurostar, which or the star that you need to locate. So you can say that okay, you could find the star at 45-degree by using the astrolabe, okay, or that star which locate at 60-degree or something. So like this, that would be easier, okay, to push your friend to look exactly toward the star, or it would be easier to locate the star. Any hard question here, guys? Anyone can understand any part? Guys, we're 9.
Yes, Mr. Ahmed.
Is
Yes,
it clear?
Mr. Ahmed. Yes, Mr.
Are you sure?
Yes, sure.
So let's wrap up what we studied quickly, guys. Okay, here, who can remind me what is concentration one more time? Yes, Hanahani?
It is a group of stars that's patterned and it have a name.
Yep, okay, so the group of stars arranged in a certain pattern and they have a name. We said what importance of these constellations, or why they are important, okay, for people in all time or even for astronomers nowadays, okay? So, yes, Ritaj?
For navigation.
Yes, so all people use, okay, this constellation help them in navigation or finding their ways. And the astronomers, okay, nowadays use this constellation for, you can tell me, guys. Ritaj, do
Mr.
you know?
Ahmed,
Yep.
I want to say something. I may?
Yeah, I know that you joined late, okay, to the meeting.
Because of my internet. I
No
I
problem.
entered 6 minutes late. I'm
No
sorry.
problem. No problem. Okay. So here, guys, back to the point. So we ask again one more time. Again, one more time, guys. What the importance of constellations, or how scientists use constellations? Okay, nowadays, or what and which purpose they use? Okay, so they use it to making, guys. Good night. Yes, Farah.
Do you use constellation in locating the stars that are not bright?
Yep. Okay. So that's not the purpose. Okay. They use this stars just to, or use this constellation to make a map. Okay, for the sky. They use it to map the sky. Okay, mapping sky, that means locating each constellation in a certain position. So like that. Okay, you make it like a map, easier to use it in navigation, or easier to use it in studying the less bright stars, or even used to locate other objects, okay, regarding to the position of this constellation and so on. So it's exactly like a map, okay, as this one which you could observe here, or the one in front of you on the screen, that is the map of the northern hemisphere that will locate different constellations. You get this, guys?
Yes.
Yes, miss.
Okay, so and we said this map is not constant because it's a change regarding to the seasonal change, and also to change from the northern hemisphere to the southern hemisphere. And finally, we know how to use astrolabe, or how the astrolabe is used to locate a certain or a particular star in the sky. So that's the part which we're gonna stop at, guys. Okay, so please study this part very well from your textbook. And if you have any question, I am waiting for your questions all the time. Thank you, guys, and goodbye.